Hello, today's video we have the following content.
Xiao Zhan, from Wei Wuxian to charity ambassador, his growth path is eye-catching. Among the bright stars in the entertainment industry, Xiao Zhan is undoubtedly a dazzling new star. With his soulful performance as Wei Wuxian in The Legend, he instantly jumped from a little-known idol to a top traffic star in the eyes of the public. His success stems not only from his in-depth interpretation of the character, but also from his own unremitting efforts and perseverance. Recently, Xiao Zhan has not slowed down to add to his sudden rise in fame, but has devoted himself non-stop to the filming of new dramas, demonstrating his professionalism. However, his busy work has not stopped him from interacting with fans. By participating in charity activities, he not only conveyed positive energy, but also generously shared his childhood photos, allowing fans to see his ordinary and warm side. Xiao Zhan in the photo has clear facial features and innocent eyes. The innocence and vitality of his childhood are still clearly visible. This is not only a review of his personal growth process, but also a unique feedback to his fans. Xiao Zhan used his actions to tell everyone that no matter how far he goes, he will never forget his original intention and always maintain his innocence and kindness. Xiao Zhan's story is a typical inspirational case. Every transformation he undergoes is full of power and emotion. From Wei Wuxian to charity ambassador, he not only continues to make breakthroughs in his acting career, but also actively assumes social responsibilities. Xiao Zhan deserves our respect and expectations. Let us wait and see what role and image he will play in the public eye in the future. Why does Jiang Chen hate Wei Wuxian and Shen Qingling, and what is the source of their conflict? In 2019, the TV series Shen Qingling swept across China and became a classic in the hearts of countless people. It is not just a simple story, but depicts pictures of family, friendship and love that are deeply rooted in the hearts of the people. The exquisite acting skills of outstanding actors such as Xiao Zhan, Wang Yibo, Meng Ziyi, Zhuan Lu, Wang Zuicheng, and Zhu Zanjin have injected soul into this work. Among them, the most touching thing is undoubtedly the deep friendship between Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji. The line "Brother, I want to take someone back to the unknown place in the clouds, take him back, and hide him" is like a song from the mountains and rivers, making people feel the deep and firm friendship between them. However, fate seemed to play a cruel joke on them. After a night-and-night battle, they were forced to be separated for 16 years. But in this drama, in addition to the emotional entanglement between Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji, there is another brotherly relationship that is equally touching, and that is the story between Wei Wuxian and Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen, the young master of the Yunmen Jiang clan, has been pampered since childhood, but he is also an upright and kind-hearted young man. He and Wei Wuxian grew up together and were brothers. However, after the battle, Jiang Chen's sister Jiang Yanli died to protect Wei Wuxian, and Jiang Chen's hatred for Wei Wuxian continued like a torrential river. In the eyes of outsiders, Jiang Chen hated Wei Wuxian so much that he wanted to cut him into pieces. However, is this really the case? In fact, Jiang Chen's heart is much more complicated than it appears. He hates Wei Wuxian because of the pain Wei Wuxian caused him and the grief of losing his loved ones. He hates Wei Wuxian because he can't accept the fact that his most beloved sister died for Wei Wuxian. Gusu has double walls, and Yunmen has double heroes. These were the words Jiang Chen was most proud of. He and Wei Wuxian, one is the young master of Yunmen and the other is a talented young hero, the two fight side by side and grow together. However, a twist of fate caused them to eventually part ways. As the young sect leader of Yunmen, Jiang Chen originally had a happy family. However, because Wei Wuxian offended Wen Zhao of the Wen clan, Wen Zhao and Wang Lingjie led the Wen clan's children to raise lotus pear to the ground. Jiang Chen lost his parents and sister and became an orphan. All this pain and suffering made Jiang Chen full of hatred for Wei Wuxian. However, can hatred really cover up the inner emotions? Does Jiang Chen really want Wei Wuxian to die? In fact, only he understands Jiang Chen's thoughts. He hates Wei Wuxian, but he also loves Wei Wuxian deeply. This complex emotional entanglement makes Jiang Chen a character full of contradictions and conflicts in the play. In the end, Jiang Chen's hatred for Wei Wuxian reached its peak during the Evernight battle. The sword in his hand stabbed Wei Wuxian. At that moment, the pain and despair in his heart could not be described in words. However, this sword also completely extinguished the light in Wei Wuxian's heart. The death of his parents, the death of his brother-in-law Chen Zixuan, The death of his sister Zhang Yanli, all their relatives died because of Wei Wuxian, but Jiang Cheng was the one who ended Wei Wuxian's life with his own hands. Such pain and regret left Jiang Cheng alone in the world, without the pride and confidence he once had. Therefore, when Jiang Cheng reveals his hatred for Wei Wuxian in the play, we may be able to understand his pain and helplessness. But at the same time, we can also feel his concern and reluctance for Wei Wuxian deep in his heart. This complex brotherhood makes the drama Qin Qingling more vivid and touching. At the moment when his life was hanging by a thread, Wei Wuxian stood at the edge of the cliff, his eyes determined and painful. He knew that the sword Jiang Cheng was holding was the pride of the Jiang family and also represented the grudge between them. When Jiang Cheng's sword stabbed him hard, he seemed to hear the words Jiang Cheng shouted, "Wei Wuxian, die." That sharp sword seemed to cut off the last link between them. Emotion at that moment, Lan Wangji, who could have saved him, lost his chance because of Jiang Cheng's sword. The light in Wei Wuxian's heart gradually went out amid guilt and despair. He gently pushed Lan Wangji's hand away, letting himself fall into endless darkness. From then on, Wei Wuxian's name disappeared from the world for 16 years. During these long years, Jiang Cheng's footprints can be found in every corner. Whenever he finds someone using Wei Wuxian as inspiration for their creations, an indescribable emotion flashes through his eyes. He ruthlessly destroyed those things related to Wei Wuxian, as if he wanted to erase his existence from the world. However, does Jiang Cheng really hate Wei Wuxian? Or is there still a glimmer of hope deep down in his heart? At that moment, Jiang Cheng's sword did not actually penetrate Wei Wuxian's body, but was embedded deeply into the cliff wall. His harsh words were mostly meant for those immortal families. He knew that only in this way could Wei Wuxian escape from the chaos. When Wei Wuxian fell into the cliff, Jiang Cheng was the first person to rush to the bottom of the cliff to look for him. His anxiety and worry were written all over his face, and his deep concern for Wei Wuxian was also clearly revealed. Jiang Cheng didn't really want to kill Wei Wuxian, he just wanted him to come back to him. 16 years later, when Jinling's sword pointed at Wei Wuxian again, Jiang Cheng's eyes revealed unconcealable distress and complexity. He knew that Jinling was merciful with his sword, and he also understood that Wei Wuxian was no longer the young man he once was. And when he learned that Wei Wuxian had returned to the world, Jiang Cheng returned his petition to him without hesitation. That was the last refuge he gave Wei Wuxian, and it was also his release from the past. Jiang Cheng's hatred for Wei Wuxian actually stems more from the fact that Wei Wuxian failed to keep his promise back then and gradually moved away from young men in their past. His hatred was not really hatred, but hatred that Wei Wuxian would never come back to him. It's a pity that Wei Wuxian never understood Jiang Cheng's deep feelings. The misunderstanding and estrangement between them eventually became the eternal pain in their hearts. Deep in the temple, in the incense burner in front of the Guanyin statue, incense smoke is lingering, like a fairyland shrouded in clouds and mist. Jiang Cheng stood at the door of the temple, watching the figure walking away, his heart filled with helplessness and bitterness. "Please take care," he whispered, his voice echoing in the empty temple, as if carrying an unspeakable sadness. This sentence, simple and heavy, is like a stone pressing on the chest, making people breathless. Others may not understand the deep meaning behind this sentence. But for Jiang Cheng, this was not just a simple farewell, but also his deep concern and reluctance for that person. He knew that from now on, the distance between them would become farther and farther, and they would never see each other again. Imagine if they could understand the emotion in Jiang Cheng's heart, they might be moved by his persistence and perseverance. But the reality is that everyone has their own stories and difficulties. Sometimes, even the closest people cannot fully understand each other's inner world. Jiang Cheng's gaze followed that figure farther and farther away until it disappeared from sight. He turned around and returned to the temple, but the words still echoed in his heart, "Please take care." He knew that these words would forever become a secret between them, a secret that only he knew. Next news. The Legend of the Hidden Sea has been finalized, and the full lineup has been officially announced. It took 6 months for Xiao Zhan to star in the film. The Legend of the Hidden Sea has finally been completed. On June 2nd, the official announcement of The Legend of the Tibetan Sea was finalized, and the full cast and crew were also officially announced. It can be seen from the official lineup that The Legend of Tibetan Sea not only has Xiao Zhan joining the cast, but also Zhang Jinggai, Zhou Wang Ju and other powerful actors co-starring, together weaving an intricate network of character relationships. seek truth from all directions, and plan within every inch. In addition, the addition of senior actors such as Zhang Hanliang, Xiao Zhan, and Yunan, who are specially invited to star in the film, undoubtedly add to the luxurious lineup of The Legend of the Hidden Sea. Their respective character settings and the storylines behind them have already caused heated discussions on the internet. The super lineup officially announced today provides a solid actor foundation for the rich storyline of The Legend of the Tibetan Sea. The seal appears and the seal disappears, and the world changes again. As soon as the chapter falls, the chapter rises again, and the story unfolds. As soon as the news of the completion of Legend of the Tibetan Sea was released, it set off heated discussions and expectations among countless viewers. For fans who have been looking forward to it, this means that the day to meet this drama is getting closer and closer. With the end of filming, the series is about to enter the post-production stage, which makes people look forward to it. At a time when people's hearts are in turmoil and the world is unpredictable, the arrival of Legend of the Tibetan Sea is undoubtedly a shot in the arm. It is not only a film and television work, but also a fantasy journey across time and space, which will lead the audience into a world full of mystery, wisdom and courage. The characters in the play are crisscrossing the chess game and making far-reaching plans, showing a profound cultural heritage and rich emotional levels. The production team and cast of this drama have attracted much attention. Every actor has devoted countless efforts to strive to present the most exciting performances to the audience. Whether it is a tense and exciting plot or a deep and moving emotion, I believe it will be a feast for the eyes of the audience. The plot of Legend of the Tibetan Sea is ups and downs, and the relationship between the characters is intricate. Faced with many mysteries and challenges, the protagonists use wisdom and courage to solve them one by one. Such a plot is not only full of highlights, but also makes people think about various problems in life, inspiring the audience to think deeply about life and destiny. It is foreseeable that this drama will trigger widespread discussion and enthusiastic response after it is broadcast. It is not only a new interpretation of traditional culture, but also a profound exploration of human nature and wisdom. The audience's waiting and expectation will surely be exchanged for a feast of audiovisual and spiritual. For those audiences who have already placed their expectations in their hearts, Legend of the Hidden Sea is about to bring not only a story full of excitement and surprises, but also a journey of the soul. Let us look forward to the early release of this work and witness the legendary moment of the chess game.
Thank you for watching the video. If this is your first time watching a video, please subscribe to the channel, like and leave your comments to help us develop your channel.